What's up, y'all? You chilling with Kenny C right here on tmvcafe.com. Super excited to be joined with my guest of the evening. She has been on the show before. She's been very busy since that interview a few years back. Last year she gave you not one but two projects, Lacy Baby, Volume 1 and Volume 2, done music videos. And she's in for a busy 2023 as well. And to talk about that, I'm joined with Shantelly Lace. Welcome back to
Hey,
the show.
hey, thanks for having me.
Good to have you. How are you? How's your new year thus far?
It's going good. It's been actually a very productive day. I'll dig deeper into it. I know when you ask me the questions.
Yeah, for sure. So before we look ahead to 2023, let's go back to 2022. Just a chance to look back and reflect, obviously. So with everything you've been able to do, from the albums to the music videos and everything else in between, how would you describe your year in 2022?
I gotta say, 2022 was productive. That's my word. I recorded, as you said, and mixed two albums. So with that, there were 15 songs, which means 15 music videos, and I got to work with six new artists. So that was nice. I always love collaborating with other artists.
That's awesome. You are very productive indeed. On the grind, obviously. And I seen majority of the videos. I'm always on Facebook. I'm always seeing you posting something, whether it's an album post or a video post. Like you stay. You don't just get busy. You stay busy. So you on your grind, and I respect that. Um, so as you pointed out, and I pointed out, you released two projects, Lacy Baby Volume 1 and Volume 2, with the collaborations and with the songs you was able to do. What was it like working on, these projects, for Volume 1 and Volume 2?
It was my favorite project so far. It's the first one where I did all the mixing myself, the engineering and everything. And so I gotta say, Logic is the program that I use. I'm becoming an engineering beast. It's just nice playing with the effects. And then the beats that I chose, I did a lot more singing this time around than like some of the earlier albums. And the singing has actually helped my rapping. It helped me with my flow and everything.
So this is what I love to hear, just the versatility that you're putting on display. And your engineering, like shout out to you. Shout out to all the female engineers. People thinking it's just guys that do it, but there's ladies like yourself that does it too. So some props to you for that. People don't know that the engineering aspect. That's from what I've been told is quite the challenge, and making sure that the songs are on point and just crisp and just sounding real good. Like once you love it, other art people and listeners are gonna love it. So props to you. Shout out to all the female engineers. We're gonna give them the flowers, including you. So
Thank you
uh
for that.
yeah, so shout out to everyone. So with everything that you've done with this Lacy Baby albums from last year, we know in entertainment there's trilogies. With that being said, will there be a Lacy Baby Volume 3, or you going a different route for your next project?
I'm going a different route for the next project. The next project is actually called Something Real. And the special thing about it is, like, when I first started writing, I used to do screenplays. I still write screenplays, but the thing about a screenplay is, that's a 90 minute work, 90 pages. You have, you need sponsors to film your film. Now, of course, with YouTube now, it'll be easier to do a small project, a lot easier than it used to be, but it's still a longer project. a longer process, and sometimes you may or may not get to submit your film for a film festival or whatever. Well, what I love about songwriting and doing music videos, oh, I can easily do a 3 or 4 minute video myself. I don't have to depend on anybody else. I can film it, I can edit, I can do the promo and everything. So something real, the album, is me basically making that screenplay that I wrote a few years ago in college come to fruition, just a faster way. And it's one of my favorite. It's also one of the songs on the album, so it's one of my favorite songs as well.
I like that in the screenplay part of aspect. So you definitely put a lot more emphasis on this next project. So um, I'm very intrigued and I'm very anxious to give it a listen once it is released. You have a time frame for when this project will be released? Maybe spring, perhaps, or
It's gonna
later.
be it's gonna be a month from now, exactly a month from today, February 3rd, 2023. So like I like to play with numbers. So 2-3-23. You can't forget that.
2-3-23. Very clever. Very, very clever. So I'm joined with Shantelly Lace here on the show. Now, obviously, not only you are a very talented artist, but I noticed one thing about you, and that is that not only you go to concerts, like any pretty much anybody else. I go to concerts, you go to concerts. Little do I know you be recording some of these performances. And what got my attention was the Millennium Tour at Louisville. It was at the KFC Yum Center. Um, Bow Wow, Kerry Hilson, Mario, Trillville, Yin Yang Twins, Travis Porter, just a list of 90s, 2000 hip hop acts back in the day. So I was there. I got to meet Bow Wow, Scrappy, and Bobby V. And I see you got to meet with Mario, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my
Uh,
second time actually meeting Mario. And the cool thing was I met him 3 years ago, 2019, at the first Millennium Tour. And so he was signing my little badge, and I was spelling my name for him, and I just spelled out Chantel. And he stopped and looked at me. He was like, "Ain't it Chantelly?" And I was like, because I mean, when they act like they remember you or whatever, you're like, "Oh, they're just gassing me." But then when he said, "Ain't it Chantelly?" I was like, and he's like, "Yeah, I heard your music on Spotify."
oh,
So yeah, I got a picture of that where he's signing it. So I'm always gonna remember that.
okay. So at least with artists, they meet fans all over the world. And they might recognize a few faces here and there. Uh, so let me ask you this, as it pertains to you going to these concerts. Uh, what's that like as far as you going there and getting to record these performances and and just see it unfold. You being a aspiring artist and all.
So for me, like I like being close up. I've been to concerts where you're in the nosebleeds, and then I've been like right there, like maybe 2 rows a- ahead behind the person. So I will say I like being close up a little better. The sounds better, get a better view. But then I'll notice like the crowd around me. A lot of them are filming as well, but they're doing like the vertical shots. A lot of times I'll go and turn my camera horizontal. And I must say, from watching, other footage of other people, I'm getting pretty good. I've had like compliments on my YouTube channel where people are like, dang, what kind of camera was that? Or whatever, So my quality is really good. And I got a steady hand. Even I was just testing it, times where I'm swaying with the crowd, something where we're doing this or this. I'm even good where when I'm filming, moving with the crowd, and you watch the video and it's not shaky. So yeah, I've really come along with that. So that's a challenge within itself, just me seeing how good I can be as a videographer. But then also, I really appreciate music. So I feel like when you go to other artists' concerts, that helps your music, you know, and not just like genres that you like rap and R&B or pop, but I like country music and rock as well. I think that's helping me to appreciate my genre.
We like versatile soulmates, it feels like. Because I'm into variety of music myself, you know. I embrace being open minded as far as giving other genres a shot. And, you know, listening to country, people look at me funny like, I do listen to it. You know, it's a different feel. It's a different like I love rap and R&B. That's always gonna be my go to. But every now and then you just gotta put that to the side and hear something different, especially with independent music, local music. So I definitely enjoy it. But, you know, I guess I'm a unicorn. I guess that's kind of the term as far as versatile per se. So you've been at the you've been at the Millennium Tour, you've been at the Jingle Jam. Um, that was a fun show, and Ashanti looks beautiful. I'm just gonna,
Yes.
yeah, just gonna put that out there. Uh, so are you planning on going to some more concerts this year? Where you gonna be at?
So I think my next one I plan on, well, I got two coming up. I'm going to South by Southwest in March in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
And then I think in April, Lizzo and Lotto, they're coming to Lexington. So I'll be at that concert.
I'm gonna be there as well. I'm gonna see Lizzo. My younger sister and brother-in-law saw Lizzo and Lotto in South Carolina last year, and they're like, "Yo, you got to go see Lizzo and Lotto in person." Like I love Miss L to the Izzo and Big Lotto. Say less. I'll be there for sure. I'll be
Yeah,
there.
Lotto's my favorite. I'm going for her, but you know, I like Lizzo too. I don't know too many of Lizzo's songs. I think there's like three I know right now, but I like those three.
Hey, she take what she can get, you know, for sure. So man, shout out to Shantelly Lace. Check out uh Lacey Baby Volume 1 and 2. And new music is on the way in February. That's going to uh, be worth the listen. This lady is talented. She's doing all sorts of things surrounding her music. So you mentioned you got new music on the way. You're doing a screenplay. Anything else you have in store as of right now that you are able to reveal? Maybe some upcoming shows. Maybe you hitting the stage performing. Anything else you have in store that you're able to tell right now?
So let's see. I just submitted my nomination for the Recording Academy. So I'll find out if I get accepted for that no later than June. If I get accepted, then I get to submit my work for the Grammys. So I'm crossing fingers for that. Um, one of my goals for 2023, sorry, was to do more performances because that's the one thing I haven't did very much of is performances because a lot of times, you know, when you're calling clubs or places to like venues to perform, sometimes you need like at least 10 in your entourage. And so like in my town where I live, I don't have very many people. So that kind of just like I would procrastinate and I just focus more on social media and the music video. So anyway, so my goal for this year was let's do some more performances. Well, literally today I was booking a party and I was trying to find a DJ and I just wrote one of the DJs I had used before and I was trying to see if they would be able to like have visuals behind me when I perform. So I was going to hire the DJ for a performance for me. And then from there, he started asking me a few more questions and he goes, "Hey, do you ever perform at halftime shows for basketball games? And I was like, well, I could. I probably just need to know how many songs that you need. Is it just one song? You need two, three? And we kept talking. He said, I need two. So I said, well, I got 40 songs right now, and my album comes out next month. So after that, I got 51 you can choose from. I just need to know, like, you pick out what you think will be appropriate for a middle or high school or whatever game. Well, anyway, from there we kept talking. He's actually gonna do my party for free in exchange for me performing the first performance halftime for him. So I was like, okay, cool. So then I reached out to some of my friends, and like I wrote 6 people to see if they want to be background dancers. This all happened today, like I said. And 2 people immediately said yeah. So then I wrote the guy back and said, okay, we're good to go. Well, now he's got a whole series set up. And I was like, well, we're only doing the first one for free. And he's like, oh yeah, no doubt. So anyway, I got some performances plus I'm getting paid. So it's turning pretty nice. So I'm excited.
That is a good example of networking that you pointed out. Just conversations, try to figure out what you need, what that person needs, and then everything just fall into place.
Hmm.
So I need to see Shantelly Lace perform one of these days. Like I know I've seen a lot of your friends perform in person throughout the years. I know we've probably been in some shows together, but we haven't crossed paths.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll cross paths at some point this year.
That's really my goal because I know, like, when I go to concerts, I have my favorite artists, but then when you actually see them perform, even if you don't meet them, when you actually see them, you love the music a little bit more. So I think that's really going to be what helps me to grow. People need to see me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm become quite the concert frenzy person. Like obviously I'm always gonna support local music. But any chance I can get to go to these big concerts, whether it's Cincinnati, Louisville, or Lexington, I'm gonna go. I got to see Mary J. Blige at Cincinnati last year. That was a highlight for me. Like, who doesn't love MJB, the cream of hip hop?
Oh
So,
yes.
uh,
And really it's just less than a 90-minute drive to Lexington. I mean, not to Lexington, to Louisville or to Cincinnati, so you can't beat it.
yeah, living in central Kentucky does have its perks. I wish I realized that a long time ago, but at least I know now. So I'm Cincinnati, Louisville. You're gonna see your boy, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun in the process. It's so good to reconnect with you. I remember seeing you, listening to you early in your career, and just seeing how far have you come since then. You being positive and just holding your own as an MC, and you definitely showing you are advancing, you have evolved, you're doing all sorts of things. And so this next project, I'm very excited for it, and screenplay and everything. So thank you for sharing that, and I'm very eager to see it unfold in February.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and go ahead for promote your links and sites, and where can people check you out?
Okay, so I'm on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, definitely YouTube, all the videos right there, Amazon Music, Tidal, iHeartRadio. And then you can find me on Instagram at Shantelly, Shantelly, _Lace, Lace. I'm on Facebook at Shantelly Lace, and the lace, that final E is a three. So let's flip it. And then Twitter at Tellyvizzle. So that's Tellyvizzle.
It's Lacey, baby, Chantelly Lace. Um, that should be a nice opening for songs. I don't know if you do that or not,
I
but
don't. I'm just like Chantilly, but I actually call my fans Lacy Babies, so that's how that name came.
I guess I'm a Lacey baby thing. I'll walk with that. That work. It is so good having you back on the show. I'm looking forward to this project. And since you mentioned that she got new music on the way. I'll just let you know. I'm doing this Music Monday thing starting in February. I'm just playing variety of music, and once your new music is comes out on early February, I'll let you know. You'll be added to my Music Monday playlist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
thank you, thank you. You take care. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy this year, and hopefully we'll cross paths at some point. Um,
See you at the
maybe
Lizzo and Lotto.
yeah, we'll definitely yeah we'll find each other. You probably got a better seat than me because I don't think I love Lizzo and Lotto. I don't know if I can get them big ticket seats. I don't know, but I'll be there somewhere, just not lower level like
See, you
a
never
person.
know, like, closer to time, there's concerts or there's contests where you can, like, get free tickets, but I don't know, I can't usually wait for the contest.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, once it's on sale, I just try to get the best seat that I can and go on from there. Especially with these concerts because it's selling pretty quick. What I've
Mhm.
seen. You take care, Shantelly, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Alright, have a great week.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.